What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea All Shade Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition Season 19 Episode 3 review. Want to remind you guys that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time, my interview with Irena and Jamie Tyler from Love and Marriage DC will be airing. You do not want to miss it. The teaser trailer just dropped and it looks phenomenal. The show starts May 14th on the OWN network. You do not want to miss out on this interview. If you did not catch my interview last week with Ashley Silva, who will also be on Love and Marriage DC, make sure you check that video out as well. Now let's get into tonight's review. So we start off tonight's episode with Lyrica getting on A1 for going into the room with K Michelle by themselves. You know, K on last week's episode was trying to escape Gangsta Boo, and so she asked A1 to come talk to her like they had something to talk about or whatever, and Lyrica was not comfortable with this. It actually upset her. Now, she kept on saying that it didn't have anything to do with Kay herself, but that it had everything to do with A1 trying to prove that he's changed, and this is not by proving it. I believe that part, but I don't believe her when she said that it had nothing to do with Kay. It absolutely has something to do with Kay Michelle as well, because you don't like her. Y'all don't get along. So how you kicking it with her, going into the room with her and shit like y'all homies, and you know she the op and we don't fuck with her, and she's caused us problems in the past in our relationship. So it had everything to do with Kay as well. I wish you would have just been honest and real about that, and that's okay to feel that way, because any woman would have felt that way. Like, the fuck, like, huh? That didn't sit right with me either. Like, cause nigga, what? We don't like her. Like, the fuck is you doing? So I understood where Lyrica was coming from. A1, however, felt like she was making something out of nothing and was doing too much or whatever. So the next day we see Caston, and he says that he actually wants to participate more. The talking that they got to from Judge Tola the night before really set in with him, and now he really wants to get involved in the process. And I was like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, because I got tired of him saying that this is not his life and he would rather talk to somebody else privately. I'm like, nigga, you signed up for this show. You went through quarantine to get into the show. Like, if you don't have several seats. So Gangsta Boo doesn't really care for the fact that Emmett is bonding with the guys. She is one of those women where she likes to keep him on a leash, it seems. Like, she does not want him doing anything without her. And I'm like, girl, you really need to work on that. You are too old to be policing this man. Let that man go and do what he want to do. Like, you got to work on you so you can get comfortable enough with yourself that you know that you're, you know, a good enough woman that if he did decide to step out, that's his fucking loss. Like, policing somebody ain't gonna make them not cheat on you or make them not be attracted to somebody else. Like, so she needs to really work on that, because that is just not that deal. So this week we're focusing on jealousy. It's the jealousy exercise. And before they get to working on the exercise for the day, A1 and Rich talk outside, and he says that he can honestly understand now, I guess, that he's sober and he had the opportunity to sleep on things, where Lyrica was coming from with the whole K Michelle situation. But I'm wondering, did he say that to her? Like, you know what? You were right. I was tripping last night. Because it's one thing to say it to Rich, but it's another thing to say it to her. So Rich says that, you know, Mariah was feeling some type of way the night before, and that he didn't understand why, you know, she kept on bringing up her vagina when she was talking about she's a good girl and this, that, and the third. And I wanted to know, too, what the hell your vagina got to do with you being a good girl? She talking about something because she know how to keep it tight. And I'm like, what? Like, girl, that's that newfangled bad bitch bullshit. I'm like, if that makes you a good girl, then, child, I don't even know what to tell you, Mariah Lynn. Like, there's nothing else about you that defines you as a woman besides your vagina, that mangled piece of meat. Like, okay, girl. But A1 tells him that they are responsible for making the girls feel that way, because he said that Lyrica often refers to her vagina during conversations and stuff, and he was like that it stems from them cheating and making them feel basically inadequate, which I understood where he was coming from, and I still low-key agree with it. But I also think that this is the mentality of this generation with that whole bad bitch, I got the tightest pussy, the best pussy, that talk, that stupid shit. So Dr. Ish gets the groups together and tells them that they're going to create a dance that will be filmed that night for a music video. K Michelle is not into it. She does not want to participate. You know, she's uncomfortable because, you know, K Michelle is not a dancer. She knock-kneed as hell. Her legs literally form the letter X. So she did not want to do it. Lyrica and A1, when they do start, you know, choreographing their dance, they actually laughing and giggling and having a good time. And it was good to see the old A1 and Lyrica back for that brief moment. Dr. Ish tells them after they get done practicing, however, that they will not be dancing with their actual partner, but that he will be pairing them up with someone else. And of course, everybody is hella nervous, even though K Michelle knew that this was coming because she watches the show. She was like, I'm not sharing my man. I'm not comfortable with this. And she walks off. She is just completely upset. Caston follows her, and she had the gall to say as they were walking up to their room that I wasn't raised like that. Yeah, we do threesomes and shit. So you're comfortable enough with doing a threesome with this man where he's actually having sexual intercourse with another woman in front of you, but you weren't raised to dance with another person? Okay, man, like if that wasn't the biggest contradiction I've ever heard in my life, and it was some of the stupidest shit I ever heard in my damn life. I mean, girl, you should be happy anybody, including yourself, won't casting, because I just want to take one of my damn dishwashing scrub brushes and just scrub his goddamn face, man, Jesus. So, Dr. Ish comes up to their room and, you know, talks to her and asks her, you know, can you trust me in this process? So at that point, she decides to play ball. They go back downstairs and Dr. Ish puts the couples together. So he puts, of course, K Michelle and A1 together. They knew what they was doing by that. They knew that Lyrica and K and A1 have had issues in the past, so they did that on purpose. They then put Lyrica with Emmett and Mariah with Caston and Gangsta Boo with Rich. A1 says, you know, that K gotta twerk on him. Like, fuck all that. They gotta do this. Of course, Lyrica, you know, is supervising everything. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this and what you gonna do? And he was like, you know, she gotta twerk on me. And she was kind of looking at him like, if I'm trying to be respectful, then why aren't you? You could tell she was struggling with this. And the doctors, Dr. Ish and Judge Toller even noticed that Lyrica was struggling throughout the day with this because her jealousy, you know, started to, you know, arise. You know, he has cheated on her several times, so of course she was feeling some type of way, and it made her comfortable, and it made her even probably more uncomfortable that the person that he had to partner up with was K Michelle. Once again, somebody that she don't get along with. Dr. Ish then tells the couples that they're gonna be tied to their dance partners for the rest of the day until they shoot the video. So now everybody is really uncomfortable because they got to walk around all day with this other person. So Gangsta Boo tells Rich that she thinks that Emmett is going to love being around Lyrica because Lyrica is so pretty, and you can tell by the way that she talks about the other women that she doesn't find herself to be that attractive, which is sad, you know, because you know, every woman should feel beautiful. So Rich says, however, that he thinks that Emmett will not enjoy his time with Lyrica because Lyrica is very high maintenance. And lo and behold, he looked like he wanted to strangle himself because Lyrica was sitting there ignoring him the whole time, talking to K Michelle and A1, just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And Lyrica tells K Michelle that she wanted to give her a piece of advice, and that would be not to pressure Caston so much on this fairy tale that she has created for herself. And K Michelle took the advice, you know, and I once again, I really enjoyed this part where they were getting along. It's sad to see that they gonna once again get into it again. I can't wait to see like how this whole thing unfolds, because as of right now, it really is Lyrica the one that is tripping. So Judge Toller, once again, as she's looking on the cameras, points out Lyrica's insecurities, like the fact that you didn't even go off with your partner, talk to him, learn about him. She literally spent the whole entire day running in behind K. Michelle and A1. When they got up to go into the kitchen and go wash their hands, she followed. When they went upstairs to go pick out their outfit, here come Lyrica. When K. Michelle then was like, she got to pick out her outfit, Lyrica was like, okay, we'll come with you. It's just like, girl, don't nobody want this nigga but you. You are the only one that wants this man. We've seen K. Michelle's type, and it is not no goddamn A1 lady. So the exercise for the night starts. Everybody's dressed to impress in their, outfits and everything. And Dr. Ish tells them that the sexiest performance will get a surprise. So K. Michelle and A1 decided they're going to go full out. They not going to hold back. They going to do what they got to do because they want to win. Lyrica and Emmett go first, and the whole time she's dancing in front of him and stuff, he looking up at the sky, trying his hardest not to look at her or focus on her and make Gangsta Boo feel some type of way. And it worked because, he was just standing there rocking back and forth. Lyrica was, dropping it and, doing her little 1-2 or whatever. It was cute for the most part, but you can tell it was more of like a friendly type thing. There was no like nothing there. So Mariah and Caston go up, and they literally social distance. They don't even touch each other. They're literally like 6 feet apart from each other the whole time. It was so sterile and generic. But they had both decided that they were going to be respectful to their partners and not, touch each other. Gangsta Boo and Rich go next, and they do a little cute little two-step, and she then get in front of him and tossing her wig and stuff, and he's standing there, rocking out behind her. Once again, there was no chemistry or anything like that there between them. Mariah in her confessional was like, I know Boo is obviously not Rich's type, but there's something inside of me like, don't touch him. I was like, oh my God, why did you say that, Mariah Lynn? Why did you say that she's obviously not his type? Like, that was so mean. I know she didn't mean nothing by it. She was honestly just stating her truth, but I don't think she realized what she was saying when she said it. And I know when Gangsta Boo watched this shit tonight, she probably felt some way, and it probably hurt her feelings, because basically you calling her ugly. You know what I'm saying? You calling her ugly, or you saying that she too big, or whatever. It just didn't come across right, and I was just like, oh, cringy, like, oh my God, because it's obvious that Gangsta Boo has insecurities about her physical appearance. K. Michelle and A1 then go, and they got a whole thing planned out. They had the best choreography. He sits down in a chair, and she straddles his, well, not straddles him, she sits in between his legs, and she doing a little roll on his little lap, and she got her arm around his neck. You could tell that they were doing a performance. I don't feel like there was any chemistry between them, but they made it actually sexy and fun. So while they're doing their little dance, Caston is sitting there holding himself like he old girl from The Color Purple. He like, been sitting in that jail, like calm down, Caston. Okay, calm down, Tiger. Lyrica wants some alcohol. She needs to drink a thing because she uncomfortable. And did y'all peep the way I peep, and I actually took screenshots of it. Did y'all see when A1 copped the feel on K. Michelle's boob? Look at the photo that I just posted. He showed copped the feel of her titty, and as soon as he did it, she then like took his hand like to push it down. She was not comfortable with that at all. But he was, doing a little bit too much. I don't know if he was sauced up, but he surely copped a feel of her titty. So now that the exercise is over, the couples sit down and talk to Dr. Ish and Judge Toller, and A1 says that he actually learned from being tethered and tied to K all day that it taught him patience, and that it reminded him of when him and Lyrica would be at home and she'd be in the kitchen cooking, and she would want him to just stay in there with her and just spend time, and he would always be too busy, whether on his phone or going to the studio or whatever. And now he realizes what he should have been doing, when they were on better terms. And she was like, yeah, I just wanted him to spend time with me. And that's what it is with a lot of women. We just want you to spend time with us, make us feel seen and present. So A1 and K Michelle win the challenge. They win steak and lobster. The cast then all sits at the table and they're talking, and Rich tells A1 and Lyrica that they are meant to be with each other, but that Lyrica, if she is going to forgive him and take him back, that she can't keep on beating him up every day, reminding him of what he did. And she doesn't agree that she does that, but it's obvious that she does that. She brings it up every 5 minutes. So I do agree with Rich on that. Like, if you are going to forgive this person and take them back, you can't continue to beat them up about it. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, I can see you waking up one morning and being like, you know what? I could punch this nigga in his face, because we all have those moments. But if you gonna forgive him, you gotta forgive him and move forward. But once again, she does not agree with that, and she says that A1 don't really show remorse for real for what he did. And she also says in her confessional that Rich don't know her like that to be giving her no advice. And I was like, but you gave Kay some advice earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was cool, but y'all wasn't besties. You don't know her like that to be giving her no advice. And that's what y'all are here for, to help each other out as couples. So that night, Rich and A1 are lit. They trying to kick it, go to the pool, get in a jacuzzi. They go up to the room to get Emmett. He was like, all right, we coming down. He tells Gangsta Booty he gonna go down there, and he was like, you coming? She was like, nah, I'm just gonna stay up here. She was like, I wanted you to stay up here with me. And he was like, all right. But then you hear her saying, Emmett, you're not going down there if I'm not going. And he points out again in his confessional that she is very, jealous. And yeah, it is like she tried to keep him on a leash, like punking him almost. Like, if I don't do it, you ain't gonna do it. Like, she tried to debo the situation, and that's not attractive, love. That is not. Let that man do what he want to do. He ain't doing nothing but going down there to the damn pool. Like, calm down. But once again, I think that plays into her insecurities about herself. So he ends up going down there anyway, and of course she feels some type of way. She comes stomping down there to get him and was like, come on, time for you to come upstairs. And Rich was like, chill, like, let that man kick it. And so she was like, Mariah, get your man or whatever. And she was like, Emmett, I'll see you in 5 minutes. And so Rich in his confessional was like, it wasn't even about him kicking it with us. It was more so of her trying to show that she could make him come. And I agree with that. I think that it was both. I think that she didn't want him kicking it with them, because she even said herself that she's used to him only being with her and his kids and his family. So, and I also think that it was, her feeling insecure about herself, like him being around other girls and they bathing suits and stuff like that. And so she probably just didn't feel comfortable. But that ain't no way to, treat your partner like they your child, like, and embarrassing them like that. Like, that's a grown man. So Mariah Lynn was like, Boo just came and killed the whole entire vibe. So the fun was over. Everybody goes upstairs. And that night when they're in bed, Keg Michelle tells Caston to put a baby in her. She trying to get nasty. And he tell her that he tired. Because, that probably made his penis soft at that point when she get to talking about put a baby in me. And she already know that he's not ready for that. He's already told her that. So she was like, this is some bullshit. I hate being with you. And I'm like, well, why are you with him? Shit, it's obvious y'all are not on the same page. Are not on the same wavelength. And pressuring him is not going to make it any better. It's going to make it worse. Like, if you want a baby that bad, have one by your damn self. You make enough money, you could do it. Jeez Louise. So that was the end of tonight's episode in my review. Overall, I give tonight's episode a B+. It was good. It was good for what it was. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time for my interview with Irena and Jamie Tyler from Love and Marriage DC. It is such a good interview. You're going to learn so much about them as a couple to prepare you for when the show airs on May 14th. Make sure you guys thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.